Hey, what's going on, y'all? Jason here.
Hello, Michelle.
And we're the EKKO Nesters. This is Dirty Dolly. She's our 2025 Winnebago EKKO on the Sprinter chassis. And thinking about the Sprinter chassis, Shell, we're right about that mark to go get. What are we going to go do?
We're going to get our Schedule A on our Sprecco.
And we're going to PAD Overland, which is Pro Automotive and Diesel, just outside of Scappoose, Oregon. And we shot a video just a little while back, just before the Sprinter Overland trip.
Yes.
Got some suspension goods going on there. Met Joel and the team, and from that point forward, I think we would both agree that we totally said from this point forward, everything and anything we can get done, whether it's maintenance and some of our uplifting, overlanding, we're going to have it done right here. You are going to be blown away by their facilities and what they got going on. And of course, I highly invite you to check out the other video. Even give them a call. So, Shell, we're about 3 minutes out.
Yep.
Let's save the rest for when we're cool. You just pulled in the PAD Overland right here. I'm gonna let Joel take over. This is our Schedule A maintenance. There's a whole lot more we're gonna discuss, but Joel, will you share with everybody what Schedule A maintenance even means on a Mercedes?
That's confusing. You know, you got your Sprinter, you drive it, it says service A do or service B do. What is that? Most people know I gotta get my oil changed, I gotta get my fuel filter changed, but what's service A, what's service B? Big questions we get all the time for the Sprinters.
Yeah.
And usually people go to a dealership for that. We do all dealer services with dealer parts. You've got to go all the way to Wilsonville to hit the closest Sprinter.
Sometimes scheduling is crazy.
Oh yeah, you drop it off, you leave it there for a couple weeks. So we're not like that. We can get service A and B's done pretty quick. Your first service A is going to be at that 20,000 mile mark, depending on if you're driving it a normal amount.
Right.
Service A might pop on a little early, maybe 10, 15,000 miles if you don't drive very much. If you go a year or year and a half and you're not driving a lot, service A might pop up a little sooner. Same with service B. So service B typically at 40,000 miles. So service A is that general inspection of the whole vehicle, from seat belts to your DEF. So that service A is really swap out that oil filter and oil, your fuel filter, top off your DEF, and do a full vehicle inspection. So it's pretty simple. Service B is a little bigger, depending on where you're at and what things look like. But typically your rear differential fluid, it's working real hard, especially pulling the EKKOs. Transmission, drop the pan, replace the fluid and the filter, and then again your oil, fuel, DEF inspection. And if we hit up like your air filters plugged, your cabin air filters plugged, we communicate with you. And make sure, like, you want to do that now. Look at your air filter, it's plugged. Could be rotating tires. We're checking your brakes, your drive line. So testing your battery. So you got to get that full health report. We also do that digitally, right? So you not only, if you're not here and you just drop it off, I can say, hey, check out this inspection that we just did. Take a look at that picture of that rear differential fluid. It's on that little tray that shows, it's a white tray that shows the color of the fluid. Like, hey, your rear differential fluid is real dark. This is why we're doing it now. So it's not just a blind, hey, you should do it based on mileage and
not just
and
a quick
time.
LOF, lube oil.
You should for sure. But you kind of give that reason why, the explanation of why. So you truly understand why you're doing it and the benefits from that inspection and the maintenance.
One of the things really quickly that I loved is when I was first setting up our appointment, I got this text message I pushed there, has all my vehicle information, it has me, address, wants me to verify what we're going to do, why we're showing up. Here's the disclosure of the price, hit approval, any questions, do this. I was like blown away, like, dude, that's full disclosure.
It's 2025.
The technology. I was waiting for you to just like wait till I got here and give me some scrap paper.
that way you know exactly what you're getting walking into it.
And you're able to create that maintenance sheet too. So if you're ever going to sell the vehicle, you have any warranty stuff in the future, you got a paper trail.
Well, that follows you with the vehicle. You can actually go back and see, I can't remember when I had that. You can access that report and say like, oh, I did it exactly at this time. So it's a really neat. Obviously, we still put the sticker in the window because that's a good reminder. You want to make sure that you're keeping up on the maintenance. You know, stay away from B20 diesel fuel.
Okay.
You know, and keep as good a quality diesel fuel in there as you can. It's a really good idea to do an additive a lot of times, like the Stanidine additive keeps the lubricity up of the diesel fuel. You want to make sure this thing goes 200, 300,000 miles.
There we go.
So,
well, we're going to get her pulled in.
That's why we're here. Dirty Dolly's going to go a long, long way.
Dirty Dolly's going to make some road.
All right, Pro Automotive and Diesel, here we go.
Let's go.
So this is we want to show you kind of our showroom here. Nice little entryway. Adam Ofstad's the owner and built this. Probably we started in here early 2019. We were down here. So
wow, okay.
I was actually working down here before all the walls were up. So
wow, just a big old template
in here. Starting things, we started with just the Hunter scissor lifts. So didn't really have the showroom done. So like our desks were kind of like in the hallway and we're running off laptops and billing people out through like QuickBooks. And that's obviously all that's changed. But you know, a lot of people ask us about the floor.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's an epoxy resin floor that Adam really fell in love with and wanted it in the shop. So Gary, our maintenance guy, ended up doing all that himself.
Really?
So yeah, it's a really neat, and we want to make this kind of a warm and welcome area. So you have creature comforts like the chairs, the free drinks, the
video
coffee.
Games.
Yeah, you got video games. Obviously, you got my kids show up, you know, and they just want to hang out, and eat popcorn, and play the car game.
Tell everybody a little bit about the heavy duty diesel stuff.
Oh, down the roads. There's a piece of property we acquired a few years back. And so out of that small shop and that property, we do heavy duty truck repair. So diesel pusher, motorhomes, semi trucks, a lot.
So if you got a big class A?
Yeah, absolutely. So all those certified guys down there to do, whether it's the 22.5 tires on the semi trucks and motorhomes, to the repair, like air brakes, engine work, trans work.
And then across the street, you have a full-on body shop?
The body shop, yeah. So several bays across the street, a little office.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
There for David. This is Alex, our lead.
Y'all might remember Alex from our last video. The guy who took care of the suspension, good stuff. By the way, my wife loves, I'll let her speak for herself, but everything about it.
Great.
So
he's going to be doing a lot of that service A today.
Oh, so you're going to be the tech guy, all right.
Hey, I just want to also introduce you guys to Harold. He is our general manager here at the shop. So make sure that everything is running smooth as possible. So we work very closely together to talk to technicians, talk to customers, talk to service drivers, talk to the owner. So top-notch guy, love him. And we grabbed him real quick. He's out there making sure everything's running smoothly. So I stole him for a couple minutes. So.
By the way, don't set that hat down. It might vanish. Just pre-warn. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Harold. Well, let's go see how Dirty Dolly's doing. We just got her started here, backed her in.
Behind the scenes.
So here we go. So we got Alex here working on everything. We're going to start that service A here. So got the hood up. And what's nice, what did to Dirty Dolly here is these hood struts. So normally you would release the hood latch and put the little stand up here, but as soon as you release that hood latch, this is an add-on feature to be able to it kind of goes up by itself. So I really like that setup. But Alex is here making sure that the def is topped off. That's part of that service A. So we're also going to check your coolant level, and all the levels of all your fluids. But you had a little message on your dash talking about like maybe the coolant level was low. So we're going to obviously check that, look into that level sensor, make sure everything is good there. The washer fluid, brake fluid, the condition. We take a little tester and actually check the water content of your brake fluid.
Oh wow!
So brake fluid is actually it's called hydroscopic. So it actually absorbs moisture out of the air. it's not a hydraulic fluid. Please never, anyone, put a hydraulic fluid, like a petroleum-based fluid, in your brake fluid. That will literally contaminate and ruin your entire brake fluid system. Very expensive to fix that. So petroleum-based fluid, like your engine oil, transmission oil, power steering fluid, is all petroleum-based fluid. That's an oil. So the other product in your brake fluid system would be like your O-rings and your calipers, your brake hoses. So rubber is a byproduct of oil, petroleum. So as if you do put a petroleum-based oil in there, it actually is absorbed by those O-rings and those brake hoses, and that's part of your ABS control module that you have down there.
Is that
that's
this unit here?
Couple grand. Right?
Yeah.
So completely ruined. Never.
Yeah. No, that's good to know, because
fluid in there. It's not. It's a water based. This is a water based fluid. What we also, this has a boiling point. Brake fluid does. So the more water that's in there, the boiling point gets lowered. So we want to make sure that's freshened up. So we would have a little tester that goes in there. What's the water content? If it's over like basically 2% water, we would recommend flushing it all out just to start over. So,
well, dirty dog, I hope you're less than 2.
Well, that's what again, the next step on this guy is that big brake kit. Right. So with big brakes and a heavy unit going downhill braking, the heat from your brakes is transferred to that fluid. So we would never want to, let's say you just had an overwhelming amount of water in there, that boiling point, that water, what happens when it gets hot? What happens when it gets to 212 degrees? Boils, turns to steam. That you have air in your braking system. Air is not a good thing for hydraulic pressure.
Because pretty much the pedal's not there anymore.
No more brakes. So we want to make sure that is all brake fluid.
I appreciate knowing that. I didn't realize you guys would test for moisture content. That's really cool to know.
For a higher boiling point with a .4, .5, you'd be something like a race car or something. Like really high.
She's not a race car
in there. So we're working on that. A couple more turbos, we could get there. We're gonna go up with this. We'll show you guys underneath of it. Got these the Hunter scissor lifts that really are able to go up real quick, stand under it, check all the fluids and undercarriage, make sure nothing's.
I think there's something pretty important to talk about really quickly here. You've got these scissor lifts here. Dirty Dolly weighs in pretty heavy. She's a big gal. And to be able to get this in the air, do all the upgrades, suspension mods, let's say when you guys were doing the alignment stuff, I think that's something to really know about when you come into PAD. We're just seeing a small area of what PAD's got going on here, but just having someone that can.
Well, these are 16K scissor lifts. We'll show you on the other side. You haven't even have a bigger one.
Wow.
So for like a bigger motorhome or a bigger truck, like an F550 or 750 that's got toolboxes on it, we have the capacity to do that. So same thing with the Mohawk lifts here. 16K Mohawk lifts, one of the safest 2-post lifts you can buy. So we have all Mohawk lifts for the 2 posts, and then all our scissor lifts. We have several Hunter scissor lifts with the Hunter alignment machines. And let's take a look over here real quick. So we have the 2 Hunter tire changers. So the ability to safely remove tires without scratching wheels, the arms, everything top of the line there. We also have that other, they call it the Auto 34S, for like perfect for 19.5s on the bigger trucks, or something like a 24-inch wheel, that you can center mount it to make sure, and it's like a reverse drop. That means the drop center of the wheel is actually on the back side and not the front side. So we have the ability to do big wheels, really expensive wheels, make sure everything is leaves completely scratch free. And then the Hunter road force balancer. So this guy spins up, dynamic balance, but this roller here actually comes down and rolls on the tire as it's spinning and detects how much road force that tire is going to the street. So yes, you can dynamic spin balance that, but if you have an out of round tire, that's not detecting, that will actually detect how much road force, and you can spin that on the wheel to make sure it's in the right spot.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can dyno test the tire?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, speaking of dyno, let's go. Let's keep walking here.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
Oh, y'all are gonna love this then.
So we just put an engine in this Fox body Mustang recently, and before it goes back to the customer, we do want to make sure that we put a load on the drivetrain and get into the computer system and make sure that's tuned properly. So we're able to roll this up. Adam will sit in there, Brian will sit in there,
Right
get on the laptop, put a load on it as it's rolling. The fan there to simulate, you know, a moving vehicle. Make sure that everything keeps the temperatures cool. So
would this be considered a four-way? I mean,
so we can dyno tune all-wheel drive.
All-wheel. Wow.
So Subaru, you know, all-wheel drive. Right now it's set up in the rear-wheel drive configuration.
Yes.
But yeah, almost done is one of the final things that we do besides actually road testing, you know. But to dyno tune, you're able to sit here and roll it up, put a load on it, change the tune, the parameters, the air intake, you know, the fuel trims and everything. So make sure everything's set up, ready to go. Because if there's anything that is going to happen or need to be changed, we want to make sure that happens here. Yes. And not after we give it back to the customer. We want to give it back to the customer all ready to go.
So just go and enjoy it.
Yep,
yeah.
Absolutely.
This is a build.
Yeah, this is some of the fun stuff. So, yeah. Let's go take a look at the other side of the shop. We call this our heavy line side of the shop. So we do engine pulls, head gaskets, transmissions. So we have all 2 posts over here, and we have that one Mohawk 4-post, like I said, for the heavy duty stuff. So also above us, we are going to look at the exhaust system that we have. So a lot of times when we are done with an engine or a head gasket, you want to fire that thing up and make sure that everything's good to go. But those tubes will connect to the exhaust so we don't smoke anyone out. You know, we got the diesel, a lot of diesel engines here that can put out a lot of diesel exhaust, so that kind of keeps it from out, puts out of the building, you know, so you're not smoking up the whole inside of it. So we got each tech kind of has their bay, and the parts department kind of shelving. Dayton over there has organized everything by letter and number system. So technician trying to find their parts, it's all very organized. We'll go say hi to Dayton here. Hey Dayton. It was actually his birthday recently.
So happy birthday.
Happy birthday to him.
There you go.
Dayton, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm sorry. Jason, pleasure. Got some keys poking out, but
so Jason is responsible for us having to order all these suspension parts. So
tire cage.
Yeah, so we got the CA Tune tire cage. So
is this a tank?
That's the S&B fuel tank.
Look at you.
So this did you do this is the Agile air kit.
No, I haven't.
So he wanted to do that.
Okay, nice.
This is the whole ARB compressor.
I've seen it mounted. That's a great
the
kit.
mount, everything. So that's going on his.
Very nice. Skid plate or molly panel.
The molly panel.
Yep, molly panel.
So the full tour here.
Oh wow.
So above everybody here, keep a lot of, like I said, Marty's been building transmissions for 50 years. So some older transmission parts you can't get anymore. So, sometimes it's not bad to be a hoarder, right? So keep a lot of different casings. A lot of these transmissions are rebuilt and already ready to go.
Man, you guys got it going on.
Break room here with really full kitchen, oven, dishwasher, refrigerator. Not a lot of time to play foosball and air hockey because we're fixing your guys' cars.
Right.
But really full locker rooms, showers, You know, try to keep everyone happy and clean at the end of the day. So, Roadmaster, BDS, Fox, King. Try to keep a lot of stuff in stock because not everyone has warehouses in Oregon.
Right.
So, we keep a lot of things on the shelf.
Nice inventory.
All the like brakes for the cop cars in stock, ready to go. Cop car comes in for an oil change, like, hey, you got 2 millimeters left on your brakes. And they're like, okay, let's do it right now. They don't have time to just schedule and drop it off.
Right.
They're going to do it while they wait. Sometimes I like to just come up here, ponder life, and make sure everyone is, on task and doing the right. No, my guys are great. My guys are great. This is Adam Ofstad, the owner of Pro Automotive and Diesel.
How's it going?
And this is his pipe dream baby here. They designed the whole building. And so how long Pro Automotive and Diesel been around for now?
Here or in my garage. Started my garage back in 07. So we've been one little stone at a time. So here.
This is amazing.
Thank you. Worked 2 jobs the whole time, and we launched this place in about 2018 is when I think we opened the doors, in 2018. Joel was the first employee here. I just stole him out of Les Schwab. Took me a couple years of courting him.
Right. Yeah.
Mainly convincing his wife.
Yeah.
So.
She's on board. She's on board.
It took a while. So.
And, we've got an amazing tour of the facilities here, but I hear that you're growing. Understand you're expanding.
Yep. So a new building next door here shortly. A minimum of 22 more lifts in there, and then really what that'll do is turn this building into all van and undercarriage. So right now this is undercarriage. We call this heavy line side. This side's going to become most likely our van side. So
okay. Yeah.
Accessories, build out, undercarriage, and our new lift kits coming to market soon. So.
Yeah. And you guys are growing from the first time I was just coming out here a little bit ago and just still seeing the staff, and I'm hearing about the expansion and everything. Yeah, we appreciate everything you're doing here. It gives us confidence bringing our rig in.
Yeah, thanks for coming out here, making the drive. We are a little bit off the beaten path, I know.
No, it wasn't bad. It's a nice drive too.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It is a little secret out here. We end up here in Columbia County. You're 16 minutes from downtown. So
yeah.
It's just 405. So,
if you put in those other bays, that bring you just under 50-ish?
So, yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It just keeps going. And we ran out of room here, and then we started putting lifts outside. And then we have some more land opening up. We own the buildings next door, and the previous owners have a lease back going, and that's going to end. I just called them. It's probably 2 more months, and then we'll have that. That's got to be 150 by 150 building.
Wow.
And it's tall ceiling steel building, so that is going to be some good overflow too. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. So we seem to fill stuff up as we grow.
Yeah, no, that's good, man.
Yeah, nobody ever imagined we were going to do this many cars, but here we are, 500 a month.
You're doing all the right things, is why. Apparently,
we're trying.
Well, the Sprinter EKKO is not a small vehicle.
No, absolutely. And you've got to be able to know that whoever is working on it has the ability to put that in the air, but also the background experience and knowledge around these
100%.
I think key.
Yep.
So
I definitely even searching on Joel here, we found the best undercarriage team out there. That's it.
I believe it.
Yeah. We have the best equipment. 3 brand new Hunter alignment racks, the very latest. All of our racks are rated heavy, so we can lift 16,000 pounds even on our alignment racks. Our 2 posts are rated to 20,000. Then we have our mobile columns that'll do 60,000, and that's on a 4-wheel.
That's it's
actually 80,000.
Yeah,
80,000.
They put all 6 of them together, like lift the semi truck, pull the
so
transmission.
4 of them will do 80,000 pounds. So we can lift anything.
Pretty. I'm sure that now. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate
thanks a lot for coming.
Really appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
How often do you look under your van? You know,
Me just crawling around
crawling
underneath
under?
it.
Yeah. Looking under your van is combined with getting your back all dirty.
Yeah, exactly that. And,
I mean, there is a lot of ground clearance on these with the Kings and the bigger tires.
Yeah, no, it makes a big difference.
What's actually interesting is people want that ground clearance.
Yep.
Right, and they're like, I want to do the lift kit, but I want to keep my wheel and tire package the same size.
Right.
What they don't realize is the only thing that truly gives you absolutely ground clearance is tire size.
Right.
Because a lift kit is not going to change the distance between your rear differential to the ground. Your lift kit goes above your axle. So the only thing that actually gives you true ground clearance is a taller tire.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, can have a peek under here if you guys are interested.
What do we have?
But yeah, well, one thing that we're doing to the other van that you have as well is that extended fuel tank. So I think factory fuel tank, 27 gallons?
Yeah, right around 26-ish, 27.
Yeah. So this is 44?
45 on mine.
45?
Yeah.
So yeah, especially like when we talked earlier about the B20 fuel, it's not available everywhere.
Right.
Or excuse me, you don't want the B20, you want the essentially B5. It's 5% biodiesel. That's the lowest you can really get in the area. So fill up that diesel fuel tank with the good diesel, so you can drive past all the fuel stations with B20.
Yep.
You know, so bigger wheel and tire package, taller Winnebago EKKO. You know, this isn't the most aerodynamic vehicle.
No, red box,
right? So, but yeah, get the bigger fuel tank to get that fill that up, and you can drive.
What's nice is you guys can do all that here as well.
Absolutely.
You're doing one today?
Yeah, we're gonna do one today.
All right.
On a Winnebago EKKO.
Very nice.
But right here is where those King 3.0s are mounted. And then Shadow Mark has this bracket here where it goes up to the reservoirs, and these are those two dials. We can change the dampening. So for a real nice, comfortable, soft ride, or in those high wind areas like the Columbia Gorge, passing log trucks, getting pushed around, you can tighten that up. So it's a lot tighter and you reduce that body roll.
So what Alex is doing right now is dropping the skid plate, as you can see, engine protection skid plate, and he's going to gain access to draining the oil, if you will. And then as soon as he gets that skid plate down, maybe we'll just talk about some of the exposed components under here and why we choose to run a skid plate. And again, all of these components you see on Dirty Dolly right here are available at PAD Overland as well. They do all the installation. So if you see anything here and you want to hit us up in the comments, you're curious about, also you can just dial Joe direct right here at PAD. We'll leave a link for that, information, phone numbers, etc. Alex just finished dropping the two front connections here, the ones underneath. It slides right out of place. And basically without a skid plate, this is what you're exposed to. And I don't know if you could step down here, Shell, just to kind of show everybody. But we've got a cast pan right here. You get an impact on that, that's going to shatter a brake. That's a non-repairable item. At that point, that will leave you stranded, if not buying a new motor. The other thing is your alternator's exposed here. You got some wiring. You've got your belt, a little bit of the radiator. So there's a lot of exposure right underneath here without a skid plate. And the thing is, a lot of folks get confused with the conversation around, do I need a skid plate if I'm doing more off-roading or overlanding? Absolutely not. If you're going down the beaten highway, and they call them gators, piece of a chunk of a tire retread, anything like that, comes up in here, it's going to take out that cast aluminum right there, possibly impact your alternator. We've had that happen on one of our other Sprinters when we didn't have a skid plate. So again, we're talking of small investment I like to refer to as an insurance policy for probably $15,000, $20,000 motor. So there we go. I'll let you get back to work, boss. is just doing some of the final touch-ups, inspections, and just basically, if you will, finalizing our Schedule A maintenance. Pulling out that filter, taking a little bit of a visual inspection here. What do you think, Brandon?
It's clean.
We just put that in 2 months ago.
It's pretty clean.
The other one was insane.
Yeah, from our trip.
Yeah, I've seen some insane filters.
Yeah.
That one's pretty clean.
EKKO coming in for some goodies. He's like, why are they filming me? The professional.
I didn't do this on purpose.
I'm gonna let Mike tell you all about his rig. And Mike, if you don't mind sharing some of the things that you've already done, but why you're here and what you're doing at PAD.
All right. Well, I came here because I had seen on your channel what you had done.
Oh.
And I needed some new suspension. I want to go up the Dempster Highway this coming year. So I had already had the CA tuned bumper and winch put on.
Okay.
But I wanted to get the super singles and the better shocks. And you know, I've already had this EKKO all the way to coastal Maine and back.
Oh wow! So you've done some traveling.
So I've done some real traveling in it. And, yeah, what a fun rig.
So you're gonna do super single. You're gonna the Rikas. What about the tank? You doing the big tank?
Doing the big tank, the oversized fuel tank.
You basically
Everything dirty dollies.
Okay, so
yes.
basically,
yes,
this is awesome. Well, as I was saying, you came to the right place, PAD Overland. We're just wrapping up our Schedule A here, and it's pretty cool when you're at one place and somebody else pulls in and they got the same rig. And would you care if we showed them some of the cool stuff that you did inside your rig?
that would be great.
You wanna come on over? Show you, yeah. All right.
Turn the lights
really
on.
Well kept.
Well, because of I travel just myself and my cat, I didn't need this extra bench, and so I built this. Me and my buddy built this, you know, tabletop with the drawer, and that way I've got extra storage, and it's held in by 2 screws. You can take it out, pass it out the door, put the cushions back if you're traveling with people. So yeah, it works great.
Okay.
Another one coming in. Get the dirty dolly.
All right, y'all, we're just closing out here at PAD Performance. We've given you the tour. We've talked a lot about why we love this place. I want to turn it over to Joel and say thank you very much to you, the staff, the team, making us feel welcome at home, especially taking good care of Dirty Dolly.
Oh, yeah. So. You know, I think you had your, anytime you come in for your free coffee, popcorn, snacks, you know, it's here. I think you had lunch here too.
And the video game.
But oh yeah, drive the video game. So we love doing it. We love having Dirty Dolly here. We went over with the next Winnebago EKKO showed up, you know, while you're here. We're able to compare. You'll see that kind of in the video too. The before and after, the pre-Dirty Dolly and maybe Dirty Dolly 2.0. I don't know.
Dirty Dolly 2.0, there we go.
But it was great seeing you, Jason.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you and the whole team, man.
Yeah,
so.
and we'll keep up, you know, Service B, you know, coming up next.
Well, and then everything and anything. We got a few other things we want you to get taken care of. So invite you all to contact PAD. We're going to leave all the information there. Joel and the team, they're outstanding. You saw the facility, second to none. This is the place to go. So we'll see you on the road.
One of our display walls, we like to showcase a lot of things that we have and do. Some of the things, so the banks, a lot of banks products. So that a rear differential cover is for the rear end of like an F350. So those fins actually hang down below the axle and capture air to keep that rear differential fluid a lot cooler. And Gail Banks actually says in his video, if those fins ever break off because you hit something, I'll send you a brand new one.
Wow.
So body mounts, S&B body mounts, you know, you see like these super duties that you hear like a clunking, you're like, is it a sway bar end link? Is it a ball joint? Nope, it's actually your body mounts. So kind of showcase those, pretty neat. And then these two things in conjunction with each other. The B&W, we're a B&W hitch dealer, so hitches, stingers, towing. So really nice setup to be able to swap these very quickly to the other size.
Oh, there you go.
And also, like, if you ever know the pain of racking your shins on one of those, or you want to stow this away or move it up and down, so you have the ability to not only move that up and down, but store that away behind.
Oh, that's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
So, so B&W, high quality, and with high quality, usually doesn't come cheap, right? So there's an expense to these. But what's nice about that bolt 1 key up there is that's your lock pin that replaces these. So, you know, you can take that off and just steal that. You don't want that on the back of your truck, easily stealable. But the bolt 1 key replaces that. And that guy right there, depending on what your make and model is, you take that ignition key, stick it in there, and it pairs to your ignition key.
Oh, nice.
Well, some people are like, I don't have an ignition key, I do a push start. Well, usually in that key fob, there's a little release button, and you do actually have like a laser cut metal key in there that you could pair to that. So
that's right.
We usually like to sell those in pairs. Pia, some of the best wiper blades on the market.
They're a big light company for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Pia lights. Yeah, they're mainly wipers at this point. But yeah, a lot of the suspension product here. So this is kind of like our Super Duty Dodge truck suspension. So King coilovers, you know, similar to what you have on Dirty Dolly.
Yeah.
That's like for a 4-inch lift kit on an F-250.
Can we convert
the rear shock? We could. Yeah. We'll see. It's a little bit of fab maybe. That guy's for a Fox coilover for a Bronco, brand new Bronco. The Fox 2.5 adjustable dampening reservoir, great setup, and you kind of go to that 2.5 to the 2.0 and the another 2.0. Showcase some of the suspension product. BDS Fox, great product. But
if I pause you on something real quick, I think it's one of the things we talk about real quick is, so on the Kings we've got the 2.0s, 2.5s, and the rear we've got our 3.0s, and a lot of folks are like, hey, what's this 2.5, 2.0, and 3.0?
Is it generation?
If you don't mind, just kind of share a little bit about.
So that generally refers to the diameter of that body, right? So this is again, this is 2 inches in diameter. This is 2.5-inch diameter, and a lot of the coilovers are going to be 2.5 inches in diameter. So like here, this is the rear shock that was on your Mercedes to begin with, 1.75 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
Right. So this, you know, Mercedes built actually by Monroe. A Monroe, you can get aftermarket Monroe shocks for things. I generally don't.
Not taking much to compress that, is it?
No, I'm not a really strong guy. But yeah, it doesn't take a lot. So this is what's on the back of your van, the King 3.0, massive. You know, Shadowmark has King build those for those guys. So the fins help with like the cooling.
Just look at that.
Exactly.
So not even
this body versus this body, right?
Yeah.
So the extra fins here is like on the Volkswagen air-cooled, you know, engines. That same thing, right? You want to keep this cool. So not only does the reservoir, similar to this is 2.25 diameter, extra reservoir. Why do you need the reservoir? More fluid, lower temperatures. High temperatures actually reduce shock performance. You want to keep that system cooler. So this has the large hose to move the volume from reservoir to main body, but the fins on the reservoir, additional cooling to keep that whole system cool. So then you move over to rear sway bars. This is from a single rear wheel, factory sway bar, 11/16 sway bar with a little bitty end link. And so we remove those and go to the 1 1/8 sway bar in the back with a much larger, heavier duty end link. So again, one of the biggest things in these bigger
actually
builds,
bushings within these end links here.
Yeah, we go to the clevis
on the moment arm.
The clevis style. So I mean, one of the biggest concerns about these adventure van builds is the weight that goes into the back, and a lot of that weight goes up, whether it's cabinets, solar panels, roof racks, everything up. So
like
that
in ours, holding tanks.
tipping,
Yeah.
right? So that's a little scary to drive. So swapping those things out with like better shocks, bigger sway bars, beefier leaf springs, really keeps everything solid, straight up and down, a much more enjoyable to drive.
Right.
So what's this? Transit vans, right? The factory front lower control arm from a transit van, and then this is the Van Compass adjustable, heavier duty, high clearance lower control arm. So they have the ability to adjust camber here, and then this drop is to help with the clearance, puts a lot less stress
Right.
on that control arm machine.
It's nice to be able to see how you've compared the differences here. You've
Yeah.
got your factory, if you will, OEM, and then what these upgrades are so that people can kind of touch, feel,
Yeah,
get
from
it.
the little
Yeah.
itty bitty shock to the
Yeah,
3.0
I think
king,
that's helpful.
sway bars. So a lot of lights, different lights that we do. There's a lot of great product out there. But this is another big one too. So this is a drag link from a 2014 and newer Dodge. 14 to 19 is this went on, and they had a problem here with this adjustment sleeve. So these would actually come loose from the factory. This is where you adjust the length of this, that's where your steering wheel goes. And they would have problems with these coming loose and actually breaking.
Oh.
So Synergy is a product that we love that replaces this with this chromoly shaft. You adjust it here with a double nut adjusting sleeve, double threaded, so inside and outside thread, and then a pinch bolt up here. So eventually, like everything wears out. These are replaceable rod ends, right? So this, if you replace this, you're replacing this piece and this piece because these wear out. Well, you keep this piece forever, and then when eventually, as
There's little
things
knuckles.
wear out, the tie rod ends, it's a ball and
Yeah.
socket joint, you just replace just these. So a lot cheaper for maintenance.
So you got some recovery gear as well?
A little bit of recovery gear, yeah. This is a add-a-leaf leaf spring pack for a transit van. Had that little bit of lift and extra load carrying. These are really neat. Self-contained air compressor system. So you actually just hook right into like your battery there, and then turn it on. Compressor tank there, so that's like a little suitcase to carry around if you don't want to mount it to like your frame.
Literally
or
on the
anything.
Sprinter Overland trip,
So-
we could have used this.
So will that, and even
Yeah.
your other business,
Yeah.
you know, your other vehicles,
Oh,
throw that in the
yeah,
back construction. If you take that and carry it around to the next one, you need some
Right.
air. So with that, this is these are nice too. This is a 4-way air hose, so you actually connect to all 4 of your wheels and tires. And then you can then just go here and air all of them down at the same time.
Wow.
And then when you're done in the sand or wherever you are where you needed to air down,
Yeah.
you would just air back up. So how annoying is it to go to each
Tire to
corner
tire.
and air them down? And are
We
they
know
all
that drill.
Are they all the same PSI? So that's neat to just kind of like set that up once. Keeps you having fun.
You know what's nice too about this, you know, I'm thinking is, yeah, we've got a lot of room, a lot of different places we can mount stuff in the Sprinter Echoes, or even if somebody's got a Transit Echo.
Yeah.
But the mobility of this, let's
Oh,
say,
yeah.
like we have another overlanding vehicle, in and out. You
Yep.
can, you know, you're not stuck in one place, so to speak,
It's all
with your
permanently
equipment.
mounted to
Yeah.
your one. So
Yeah.
we do a lot of like the Warren winches, Warren product. CSI is good, economy stuff. So, but the recovery ropes, snatch them, straps and everything like that, so you don't like
You know, the
yank
kinetic
your
ropes
bumper
are
off. Yeah, those are good.
We've
stuff,
used that
so.
before.
Yeah, soft shackles and the recovery
Yeah.
guys there. So yeah.
Yeah, we're a big fan of the soft shackles. That's pretty much all we use. But
Yeah, and what I mean, obviously wheels are all over the wall, but yeah, we sell a ton of tires. So everything from passenger, light truck, semi truck. So we'll do all those tires as well. So yeah.
you also can do your own studying here, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The studding,
Studding
yes.
of the tires.
Well, most tires come what's called pin for stud.
Mhm.
I have one. I don't have one right here, but
They got the little holes.
they
or
come.
whatever.
They're called pins,
Mhm.
and so we have. If we're doing stud, yeah, you sit there and you stud.
Yeah.
Studs that keep them studded in there, so.